TLO, what's poppin'? We are on Twitch. We are not live, man, but you can leave a like, comment, subscribe, turn on your post notification bells. Let's continue to grow the family from Chicago to the UK. After 70 years of being on that throne, after 96 years of life, Queen Elizabeth II has passed away. R.I.P. I know the whole of the UK is kind of, in an emotional state. Even the people that didn't like what was going on with her or whatever she was doing, even if you didn't went against anything she said, or you still have to feel some type of way. It's 70 years. She was there before I was born. Before half of us that's watching this is born, she was ruling. I don't know much about her, but I know anytime this is somebody's grandma, this is somebody's mom. Anytime somebody loses a family member, man, it's a hard time to go through. And my condolences out to all the royal family. And any type of family or anybody that was close or anybody that feels sorrow. If you're going to have a bad day because of this, man, our condolences. And I would like to give a moment of silence. Yeah, so with that being said, I think I messed with the sun. Let me see which one of these I want to look at. I don't really want to know what happened. We can take a look back at her life, man, because I don't really want to. I know the hierarchy over there is going to be. I don't know. I don't want to get into the politics of anything. I just want to, take a look back and appreciate what she's done, or I never did any videos of her, so I think we're gonna go with this one.
I declare before you all that my whole life, whether it be long or short, shall be devoted to your service and to the service of our great imperial family to which we all belong.
As a young girl, Princess Elizabeth didn't expect to be queen. I'm just going to listen to this in silence. Until her uncle King Edward's leaving her father as king. At the age of 14, Princess delivered her first radio speech to Britain's children affected by World War II. And we are trying to bear our own share of danger and sadness of war. That's a quote from it. During the Second World War, the princess took on more public duties. Are they reading this out loud? Or is it just... Nope, I could just read it. Cool. And served as an auxiliary territorial service. Come on, play. World War II cemented two principles Elizabeth would support for the rest of her life. A commitment to the Commonwealth and the importance of remembrance. For almost the entire reign, she led the nation in its Remembrance Sunday commemorations at the Cenotaph. In 1947, she married Philip Mountbatten, a young naval officer. Dang, wedding was popping, wasn't it? You don't even know what to do. The first child, heir, Charles, was born at the age of 25, left England for a tour of the Commonwealth as a princess and returned to queen. After years of ill health, her father, King George, passed away whilst Elizabeth was in Kenya in 1952. Queen Elizabeth II was crowned on June 2nd, 1950. Slow down. You know I'm from America. They didn't teach us good to read. It was the first televised coronation and watched by an estimated 20 million people. Wow. I didn't even know this went on. I have in sincerity pledged myself to your service, as many of you are pledged to mine. Honestly, I've never seen this. I guess the last time this was done was 70 years ago. So Charles, right? So let me know, man, who's next to take... I seen a video on who would be next to take over. That's not what this is about, but I am curious who steps into her spot. I'm guessing it's the guy that's married, Prince Charles or whatever. Throughout my life and with all my heart, I shall strive to be worthy of your trust. This looks elegant. The new monarch and her husband embarked on a 7-month around-the-world tour, visiting 13 countries covering more than 40,000 miles by land and sea and air. Throughout her reign, the Queen made hundreds of starts and visits to tourists of Commonwealth. She has most widely traveled head of state ever. After 5 years on the radio, the Queen's Christmas message was first televised in 1957. I didn't know none of this was going on. 25 years ago, my grandfather broadcast the first of these Christmas messages. That's cool. Today is another landmark because television has made it possible for many of you to see me in your homes on Christmas Day. Elizabeth II opened every session of Parliament since her accession, except 1959, 63, and 2022. I'm guessing 2022 because she was ill. In 1959 and 1963, she was pregnant with Prince Andrew and Prince Edward. Oh, okay. Makes sense. Sir Winston Churchill was Queen Elizabeth II's first Prime Minister. Okay. So that's who that is in Peaky Blinders. Okay. And during her 15th Prime Minister served her 15, wow. As head of the state, Queen Elizabeth held weekly audiences with the Prime Minister to discuss government matters. As head of the state, although she's always remained politically, she's had my first Prime Minister she dealt with was Winston Churchill. You know it. Hold on, can you hear this?
Put me in perspective.
Bobby Moore receives the trophy, the golden symbol of international supremacy.
I'd rather read it. It was cool, me reading it. From the jubilation of England winning the Football World Cup in Wembley. I retain more knowledge if I read, so I'm just going to read it. To Aberfam disaster that killed 144 in Wales, mostly children. That's sad. The small mining community touched the Queen's heart so much she visited 4 times in her reign. She became a grandmother in 1977 when Princess Anne gave birth to Peter Phillips. But the Prince William's son, Prince George, next in line to the throne after Charles. But it is Prince William's and son Prince George next in line to the throne after Charles. Okay, so it's going to be Charles, Williams, then George. All right. Queen Elizabeth was granny to 8 grandchildren and great-grandmother to 12. Jesus. Huge royal family. Hold on.
And being a small boy growing up, I would say probably Queen first, then grandmother. But now it's definitely grandmother first, Queen second.
Facts. Being queen was never easy. Shots were fired at her as she rode down the mall to shopping the... Somebody bust at the Queen?
Hello, some little disturbance in the approach road.
That's crazy. Then, 1982, Michael Fagan broke into Buckingham Palace and entered the Queen's bedroom. What was he on? Just let the Queen be great, man. Hold on, okay. Something probably political. 1992 was one of the worst of the Queen's reign, though. Marriage issues of 3 of her children egged by angry demonstrators in Dresden. Dang, I got egged. And a huge fire at Windsor Castle that caused extensive damage. Delivering one of her most famous speeches on the 40th anniversary of accession. Are they gonna say something?
In the words of one of my more sympathetic correspondents, it has turned out to be an annus horribilis.
The Queen was criticized for her response to Princess Diana's death in 1997, but returned to the palace after 5 days and spoke to the nation in mourning.
She was an exceptional and gifted human being. I admired and respected her for her energy and commitment to others, and especially for her devotion to her 2 boys.
In her golden jubilee year, 2002, the Queen's mother and sister died within months of each other. Wow. That's rough. She done seen a lot, been through a lot, did a lot. Hold on, whoa.
Is the death of a much-loved mother, your own experience. The grief that follows, many of you will know only too well from your own experience. The grief that follows the death of a much-loved mother or sister. Mine were very much part of my life and always gave me their support and encouragement.
The Queen celebrated 60 years on throne in 2012. That's gotta be an accomplishment. She was on the throne long enough. She was on the throne long enough for people to love her, for people to hate her, for people to want to take her out, for people to want to build her up. She's seen so many things happen in the world. That's tough. I ain't know none of this. Only the second British monarch to reach the Diamond Jubilee. What's that mean? That year hit 90%, and the highest has been since her coronation in 1952. Yeah, because she back when she was relating to the people being in 007. That's tough.
For what you wish for. Boom.
Oh, really? Please.
Boom.
I seen that. In 2015, Elizabeth II overtook her great-grandmother's Queen Victoria and became the longest reigning monarch. In 2017, she celebrated 70 years of marriage to the Duke of Edinburgh. Dang, 70? Jesus. And later that year, the Queen and Duke stepped back from public service. In later years, hold on, dang, who's reading this fast? In later years, the Queen and Duke. Oh, okay. Allowing younger members of the royal family to take lead. Yeah, because y'all was living like, hey, listen, R.I.P. But Queen Elizabeth II was living. She was on that thing since she was 20, 26.
We should take comfort that while we may...
As COVID took over the country in 2020, the Queen spoke to the nation for only the 5th time in her 68-year reign. As COVID took over the country in 2020, the Queen spoke to the nation. Wait, she only spoke to the nation 5 times? In 68 years? I want to hear it. Hold on.
We have more still to endure. Better days will return. We will be with our friends again. We will be with our families again. We will meet again. I've had lots of letters from people who've been very surprised by how easy it was to get the vaccine. And the jab didn't hurt at all.
With COVID restrictions still in place, the Queen lost her beloved husband, Prince Philip, in 2021 After 73 years of marriage, she done been through some heartache.
Somebody else can finish it off, do the rest of it.
On the 6th of February 2022, the Queen became the first British monarch to celebrate the Platinum Jubilee. What's a Platinum Jubilee? Platinum Jubilee, is that just how long she was? The country celebrated her unprecedented 70 years on the throne with a 4-day bank holiday. So Platinum Jubilee is just like 70 years on the throne. I don't think, oh man, during these days and times, I don't know nobody that's going to accomplish that again. It's a great feat.
Yeah. I keep mine in here. Oh. For later.
How the country changed dramatically over her years. Facts. Yet she remained a constant presence in the lives of her people. R.I.P. man. R.I.P. to the late, the great. Up for debate, I guess. I don't know. Oh, TLO, leave a like, comment, subscribe, man. Let me know in the comments, man, what kind of queen she was, what she did for your country, what she did for you personally, or how you interpreted her reign. I'm gone, man. Condolences.